Hey everybody. Today we are going to be talking about the cell from KAP. That's Kinetic Asian Pacific, or Kinetic Asia's Pacific, something kind of odd like that. That's the cell, and then the Clover. I have the cell in titanium and the Clover in stainless steel. This was actually something I bought secondhand and fell in love with it. I've got, it's kind of interesting because it's got this button that aligns with the body. So it all kind of feels like one solid piece when you're holding it. It's got these really cool machined lines in there. We'll take the button off here. I'm not a spinner reviewer, you can tell. When they add these little machined out holes there on the side, to me, I might be just guessing here. I am guessing here that that's creating some kind of like airflow that gives you that whoosh, but it also makes a huge difference what bearing you have in there. And that looks like a 10-ball stainless steel with maybe some little spacers in there. I couldn't tell you what type of bearing that is. But then you've got the cell, which is a lot lighter. Also has a great sound to it. Get a little warp action there. This is not the button it came with. I'll show you the button it came with. Spinner enthusiasts are probably going to lose their minds over the fact that I took the button off of this, not cheaper. I mean, this is still like $100-something spinner from O1EDC. Also a pretty fun spinner, although I'm not as big into the bar spinner. Does the job. But the buttons that came with are these right here, this little lightweight dishy guy. So this is the step I haven't gotten into yet, is buying kind of premium buttons, kind of exotic metal buttons that will give it kind of that extra flair, and I totally do want that. So the buttons on the cell, or on the Clover, have that same machined finish to give it that kind of all one pattern look. The cell does not have that. This is smooth stainless steel, or smooth tie. Then you can see those machined lines. Right there. Very cool. Yeah, I love that. I mean, again, I'm not a spinner reviewer. You can tell I sound rusty, to say the least, talking about them. But, I wasn't a spinner guy, and the new thing is to post anonymously. Oh, also, I think I have the exact same bearing in this one as I do in that. I wonder what those would be like on there. Maybe that'd be kind of cool. Someone posted anonymously in one of the Facebook groups and was saying spinners suck. Not necessarily spinners suck, but that they're one-dimensional, which someone I thought was kind of astute pointed out that's exactly what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to do one thing, and that's the relaxing part of them. There is no piece that's going to fly out and fall on the floor. It's just spinning. It's just the sound that brings you comfort. And so, I'm just getting into them. I thought I would do a little demo on this bearing changing tool that I bought on eBay. It's pretty cheap, $30, and it comes with your basic stand, right? And then these little cups, almost plastic cups, and 3 different bearing size presses. And so I'd never done this before, so I was kind of shooting in the dark. Trust me, I did not test this out on a KAP product. They're kind of seen as the gold standard of spinners. So take the cup, because that's going to catch the bearing. Place that down over the top. This is the standard size bearing. So you put that on there, make sure it lines up with the bearing, kind of clicks into place. So now you're going to look like that. And then I've been adding one of the larger plates on top, just so this can make it all the way down without damaging the body. Swirl it down, so now you see you have this. And as I start to turn it, presses that bearing right out of there. Now that one comes out pretty easy. It's not particularly snug. So now you see the bearings out. Some people add, like they'll take a Q-tip and put a little glue or Loctite, I guess, on there. I wonder what bearings in here. Maybe I'll change them out just for the hell of it. And some of these, I don't know if it's the less expensive spinners or what exactly, but they come with this little easy threaded lock that comes with the tool. I'm doing it with my fingers right now because I don't have it on me, and I'm not going to run out on you guys. But you unthread that, and the bearing is just set in there. Ta-da! So that one is one of these stainless steel capped bearings where you can't see the balls. It protects it from dust and all that kind of stuff. But it does also, at least in my estimation, hold back some of the sound. But what the hell? You never know what's going to be good, really, until you try it on the spinner. I've found it's just kind of like a crapshoot, kind of. So now that we've gotten it out, we want to put it back in. You flip it over, set it on there. We'll take this one that we took out of the 0180C spinner, drop it on there, and make sure it's kind of level. I broke a dark matter bearing, which is a ceramic bearing, by not having it level, and so as I was trying to press it in, it was going like this, and it snapped. So you want to make sure that you, to not damage the spinner, don't damage the bearing. I learned that very quickly. Make sure it's nice and level in there. The tool is not going to do that for you. Put this guy back on there. Now, the only thing about oddly shaped spinners is now I have that. As I press it in, I'm going to keep an eye on it on this side. When it seems pretty much lined up. Because you can see I've got a gap in there, so it's going to go beyond the little inset for it if I let it. Okay. Let's see what that sounds like. Right? New one's pressed in. Let's put that original button on there. Something I kind of like about these buttons is it gives that opportunity for that whoosh, that sound to really come out of there. I might be making this all up, but this is at least mentally what it does for me. That seems to be kind of opened up. It's a little smaller in here, so I just feel like there's more room for air to flow and noise to be made. Okay. This is probably really painful. Okay. Not bad, definitely quieter. Yeah, definitely works better for this one. And that's what's interesting, is like you don't know what's really going to work the best until you try it. So we put that back on there, drop that down, place that on top, line it up, make sure it locks in. Press her out. And, if you're a spinner enthusiast and you're watching this and just wincing in every single spot like that, maybe I'm not treating this enough like a lady, let me know in a nice way. Tell me, hey, next time you do that, try this or whatever. Always open to that kind of feedback. Help me help you. All right, got that lined up. Pop that little guy. Oh my God, it just fell right in. That's kind of nuts. I'm still gonna have to push it down a little bit. Like I said, not super snug, but I also like changing out bearings a lot just to try something new, so I don't want to, I'm not ready to Loctite this in. And this was the first spinner that I bought new, purchased new off of a site. So that's kind of crazy. Worth it, too. If you're waiting for that part of if you want to call this a review. Definitely worth it. And I have to say, maybe it's just because it's lighter. I'm not really sure. I think it's the shape. So let's talk about the differences between these two and which one I like more. In terms of shape, I prefer the cell. Why? The grooves in between right here are deeper on the cell, and it feels like it gives a better opportunity to get your finger in there and do a lot of good start stops. So that's my thing. I also don't, Christ, I hate that thing. Okay. I don't spin and just like sit there and stare at it. At least not all the time. That's definitely not the main reason for it. Generally, I'm doing that. Starting, stopping, right? And, well, this one looks beautiful. Feels beautiful. It isn't the best for rapid start and stop. It's still phenomenal for it. But the grooves of this one and the overall kind of shape makes it a lot easier. It also might not be totally fair because this one's titanium and this one's stainless steel. So if I had this one in titanium, it might be an even matchup. But I mean, that sounds great. Yeah. I think the cell wins. I like the cell a lot. I do think I want to try the Clover in titanium as well. Because I think the Clover is awesome. Both great. It's clear why KAP is the gold standard for spinners. I get it. Totally get it. And I can't wait to get some more. Thanks, guys.